Hello, namaste.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode.
Most business owners still think a cyber attack is an IT problem, something the tech team will fix behind the scenes.
Well, the reality is different. Cyber risk is an operations issue and a boardroom responsibility too. When systems stop, operations pause, orders slip, and ultimately, the brand takes a hit.
When a cyber incident happens, three questions arrive together. Can we keep serving customers today? What do we switch to if a system is down? Who speaks to staff, customers, and regulators? And when?
And three board questions follow quickly. How much loss can we tolerate? What risk are we accepting? What investment will prevent this from happening again? If those answers are not ready, the incident becomes a crisis.
Yes. So, what does board responsibility look like in plain terms?
Okay, for starters, the board needs to appoint one executive incident leader with authority across IT, operations, human resources, legal, and public relations. The board needs to pre approve emergency powers, to isolate risky systems, to spend up to a set amount, and to make public statements quickly.
It's important to bring cyber in your overall enterprise risk view.
Absolutely.
Set a simple target. For example, no more than 1 day of critical downtime in a year. Ask for a one-page update each quarter. Top risks, recent incidents, results from practice drills, risks from key suppliers, and any losses that are not covered by insurance.
Next, pull procurement into this conversation. Do not hire a critical supplier unless the contract includes a security checklist, a fast breach notification requirement, audit rights, and clear minimum controls.
Finally, ask for risk in money terms, not just red, amber, green ratings. Request the best case and worst case losses in money terms if a priority process stops for 1 day, 3 days, or 10 days. That lets you compare the cost of controls with the money at risk.
Okay, let us look at a real case. A large Delhi hospital was hit by ransomware overnight.
Mhm.
By morning, the hospital system, the laboratory system, and billing were all down.
The hospital switched to manual work.
Yeah,
Outpatient registration was on paper. Nurses used printed medicine charts. Billing used handwritten receipts. Care continued, but it was slower and queues formed.
yeah. In the first 2 hours, the incident leader declared downtime mode. Elective procedures were postponed. Emergency, intensive care, and the blood bank were given priority with runners to move results and medicines.
A command room was set up. Operation leads, information technology, security, legal, and public relations sat together. One coordinator gave instructions. One spokesperson handled outside questions so clinicians could focus on patients.
Patients and families were told what to expect. Staff received a one page what to do now. Clear notices were placed at registration and at the pharmacy.
The board stepped in that morning. They approved emergency powers to isolate risky systems,
Mhm.
release statements, and spend where needed.
Yeah.
They also set the recovery order. First, patient administration, then read only records, then laboratories and imaging, then billing.
Yeah, information technology and forensics contained the threat. Network areas were separated. Clean computers were rebuilt from trusted sources. Backups were restored and checked. Nothing was reconnected until it passed three simple checks: clean, controlled, and documented.
Yes, authorities were notified early. One spokesperson handled the media. Clinicians and nurses stayed with patient care.
By the end of day two, services were brought back in stages.
Well, in the review, the board asked three plain questions. What failed and why? What will stop a repeat? And what will the fix cost? They scheduled a downtime drill and a full roster test. Supplier contracts were tightened with faster breach notice and clearer security controls.
The conclusion was simple. Patient care was protected because the hospital had a workable manual plan and clear leadership. The incident began in information technology, but it became an operations and board issue within hours.
Yes, this level of response can look different in other sectors. In manufacturing, the immediate choices are just as urgent. Do we pause production to protect safety and quality? How do we brief customers and investors? And what loss do we accept today to protect the brand tomorrow?
Let us look at an example to understand this better.
Yes. A large pharmaceutical company spotted a cyber incident across its systems. To be safe, they isolated networks and paused several plants in India and abroad.
That put production on hold, delayed orders, and risked revenue. The company told the stock exchanges and briefed investors the same day.
The board made two fast calls:
Mhm.
pause to clean and how to restart. They set simple rules: use fresh builds from trusted backups, validate with quality and engineering, and reconnect only after sign off.
They also asked for the impact in rupees per day. With that number, they approved spend to separate office and factory networks, tighten controls on engineering laptops, and keep a ready to use backup system for key applications.
Procurement changed too. No critical factory supplier without a security checklist, a quick breach notice clause, audit rights, and strong remote access controls. Insurance for supplier outages was raised to match the exposure.
And as a result,
Mhm.
plants came back in stages, safely. Investors received clear updates, and the board could show its decisions were grounded in numbers, not guesswork.
Yes. Well, both these incidents clearly show us that when a cyber incident hits, the board's job is to keep the business serving customers and to make fast, well explained choices.
Absolutely. Bring cyber into enterprise risk and procurement. Put risk in rupees. Hold the right people accountable. That is how you turn a scramble into a controlled disruption.
Yes, that's all for today. Thanks for listening.
See you in the next episode.
Bye. Take care.
Bye bye.